I just want to share my opinion. I won't try to pretend that I don't have a half-wit reputation from Pittsburgh. I just want to discuss certain parameters about what those of us with a conscience have to face right now. Okay. The root issue is that we can't stand what is happening in Gaza and we feel helpless. We can't understand why it isn't being put a stop to. And everywhere we turn, we're told because of the U.S. government, because of the U.S. government. What the hell is the U.S. government? You are the U.S. government, they then say. You're saying because of me, nobody's putting a stop to this? A lot of us are feeling the pressure from it. I just want to remind you, now I feel helpless, but something like the situation we face has happened before in my lifetime and in my memory. Some revisionists say that the Douglas Lincoln campaigns were two pro-slave people. I don't agree with that, but I'm sure there's another example somewhere in history. The one I lived through was 1968, after the summer, after the death of Kennedy and Robert Kennedy and Martin Luther King. Mayor Daley's thugs, if you ever want to see the 60s in a nutshell, go to YouTube and type in 1968 Chicago Democratic Convention police riot. I was 7. I just turned 8. And we were told stories like children got confused in the melee and were hammered by these police officers who, the vernacular of the times, called them, never mind. Humphrey was the Democratic Party candidate. There was a protest candidate that people went for, Dick Gregory, for good reason. But it was Humphrey versus Nixon, and no matter what happened, there was going to be a pro-war candidate in office. So what we did, we meaning those of us who had some sensibility about the terrible distortion of trust that was being used to level Vietnam. What we did was we just steeled ourselves the fact that no matter who won, we were going to be protesting. Now, maybe something will come up. Maybe a reformed genius will descend on Robert Kennedy and he will denounce Israel. I mean, even Trumpington has beaten Biden to the contempt clause podium for Greater Zion. But barring a miracle, we're going to be stuck with a pro-Israel post-apocalypse conspiracy. run by the AIPAC, apparently. The manipulators who have their brainwave sonars everywhere in American society for promoting the Tanya, who no matter what he does to anybody, because of this thing they call historic grievance. You know, if you don't trust the guerrillas who are bombing innocent children, that means you don't love the 13-year-old Jewish girls who a culturally competent person would never misappropriate. They are all in Frank. The loyalty oath condition that Israel has put America in. The AIPAC also has an antecedent. Just as Humphrey and Nixon were both pro-war and there was no way out, the demonstrators were locked into the corner and the police had a good time with their billy clubs. AIPAC has had an antecedent. It was called the HUAC, the House Un-American Affairs Activities Committee. And they made a nuisance of themselves, grilling innocent people. Were you ever a member of the Communist Party? So if you ever hear yourself saying something like, I spent my life supporting Israel, but just forget that opening gesture. Everybody knows already that we supported Israel. And there's no point in doing like this here and that there. Oh, in blood oath and death vow to the Star of David. Before admonishing yourself with 40 ministrations and wailings before the wall to denounce the unspeakable. Don't bother. We already know. It's a trick by the House Un-Israeli American Committee. And I think people just need to steel themselves for the fact that we're going to have to protest and just get ready and focus on the necessity to stop this monstrosity. And we're not going to stop it by voting for Trumpy Toon. It's not going to stop if we vote for Biden. That's a given. It's not going to stop if we vote for Robert Kennedy at this stage. There's some mad hope that Biden will see the light, but it's so late in the day that we'll collapse in exhaustion. But I should hope that he would. But there was no chance that Humphrey was going to see the light. Robert Kennedy was seeing the light. Some people say that's why he was gunned down. It really wasn't. The Kennedy curse comes from Yoko Ono, but I see. They used to beat my head in and call me sissy ball and stuff. You know, thunderball. My father used to call me sour ball. They were using me for. I mean, I come very close. I really admire the character Howard Roark and the Fountainhead, and I don't care what anybody thinks about that. And I love Herbert Agar, the editor of the Southern Review, but somehow these hard-wiring experts tortured me and made me out to be cosmic communist kitty. The cosmic communist kitty is going to convert to Islam while obsessing over Japanese pornography. Hee 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 hee. Hi, Deaf Jimmy. Hi, ha ha ha. Hi, ha ha ha.